Hello and welcome to the Dollemore Daily. We are the Banks sisters, filling in for Jesse while he's getting acclimated over here in Washington, D.C. I am Courtney Banks.
I am Keisha Banks, and today, you know what I think we should talk about are the fringe on the Republican side. The fringe followers.
Yikes.
They embrace them. They love them. They welcome them with open arms.
They are problematic and cared for.
Wow. I mean, loved and exalted to the point of, getting actual power. Like, they don't just, give them TV shows and stuff. Like, they will give them power. So.
This is something that we just have to touch on because, one, unfortunately, how can you ignore the insane people of the right? But two, you've also got to question, why are they there? Why are they gaining as much traction as they are? And what does that mean for the Democrats on the other side to combat that? I think let's just start off with, who these people are.
Ooh, okay. Just some funsies. Like, who's your fave, would you say?
Fave meaning worst person. God, it is, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. Because Matt Gaetz is literally a pedophile. So you've got that.
Yeah.
So you've got that.
100%
100% should be in jail. Do not understand what's going on. Why he is still allowed to serve in any office. Don't understand.
Insane.
Do you understand?
No, I can't imagine how do you even get bail for that? Or do you, I guess when you're rich, you can do whatever
Literally,
you want, so.
the guy who was trafficking these children, with him, pleaded guilty, did he not?
Oh, I think so. I don't remember the details, but either way, again, someone you want to distance yourself from. You don't want to be, kick them on out of there.
Yeah,
here they are embracing. He hasn't gone anywhere.
No, he has a podcast, which he regularly does with Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is...
Oh, that was something.
She is like a baseball glove faced person. Think about it.
Yeah.
A baseball glove.
And by that, you mean like a
face.
stitching or like a...
No, just looks like haggard, looks like worn,
really
looks
just
like...
Got it.
I'm not saying violence against women. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
I'm saying when you play baseball and you are a seasoned player, you get that glove worn in and perhaps that looks like the face of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
So she's also a bit crazy, which probably doesn't help your view of her. She's really been, she did complain that she hasn't gotten any committees, though. She's on no committees while she's been in there. I
think that Marjorie Taylor Greene actually might be one of the ones that I can, it's like game recognized game, right? So from an outsider's perspective, I just feel like, she really does do the work.
Oh, okay.
She really does do the work. I think, obviously, Lauren Boebert is a disgusting example of somebody else who is very good at winning over some media attention because she's willing to say basically the grossest things that you can say to get attention. Always performing at an open mic, like at a bar. I hope that people tip her. I don't really know. Those two, it's almost too, they're kind of just degradation, their level of callousness,
their terrible jokes and
it's almost like you can't believe that they're real people.
Well, I think most people would not believe they're real people, but I feel like on the right, they are definitely exalted people and people to look up to, I guess, because they stand up and they say what they mean and they mean what they say. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that are like, I'll, stand up and say whatever I want. I feel like that is a huge, as Marjorie Taylor Greene said, she and Trump are the same kind of Republican. So I think after Trump, they really took this thing of let's take all the crazies. I want them all. You know what I mean?
They do like to have every flavor of crazy.
And honestly, I think that's smart.
I'm a gun crazy. I am a family first. I wear a bow tie crazy.
Right. I'm a mom crazy,
I have a baseball face crazy. But what we're basically saying is when you look at the right, you do have to at least give them credit for accepting basically the cards that are dealt. I do think that the Republicans have let a lot of these kind of very eccentric and disgusting personalities almost take over the party, because first you had Trump doing it, and that I think emboldened a lot of these personalities to really stand out, because, you know, they're the outsider. They're just saying it like it is.
Yeah.
And I think you can do that in a real way, and I think a lot of them almost do it in a way that it has to be for show, you know?
Well, it's definitely for show. But I think it was a good strategy on their part, because just think about the breadth of people that you know. Like, how many of them are just out there on the edge? You know what? I think we know probably more crazies than we like to think that we know. And the crazies are the loudest ones. They get into the most. They're the most going to stick up for you the most. They're the most loyal. They've got a lot going for them. And I think maybe the Republicans were just like, we'll take, because no one wants
crazies are loyal. That's a good point.
No one wants the weird friend. You know what I mean? Like, that weird friend, like, if you get loyalty from that weird friend, they'll like die for you. Like, no problem.
That's true, so, but that's the problem. That's my problem with these people. I'm a bit terrified of them.
Well,
and
that's another story.
But you have to, like, kind of give credit where credit's due, where somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, for as crazy as she may be, she is at least playing politics and saying, listen, Kevin McCarthy, if you want my vote for speaker, if we are to win, you know, the majority come midterms, then here are my stipulations. And that is how you do politics. That is how you start getting power within your party. That's how you make leverage. I mean, I really do, for as crazy as she is, that is something where I wish progressives on the left would use those muscles, because I think that there are a few more actually progressives than there are of these very fringe, like Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Gaetz, and then Madison, Cawtrhorn. I'd say those four are the craziest. They go really strong. I mean, they all turned up at Turning Point USA, which I think is another arm of accepting these people and giving them a platform, because the right just will find a way to propel and use everyone under their neck.
I think we would be remiss if we did not talk about the amount of sheer dollars that are on the right and the way that they're using them, especially in the media space. It's, I mean, you know, one could talk about a one Candace Owens.
I did think you would say that.
Oh, she's really on the come up, guys. And it's a terrifying come up. Like, wow. I mean, all you gotta do is marry a millionaire, I guess, and have a dream. So
maybe, but also I think that, you know, just like with a lot of these other figures we're talking about, I think there does seem to be a bit more commitment to some of these really insidious figures on the right, and they're determined, and evil never dies. I mean, look, remember when Mitch McConnell, literally his hands were decaying, and you're like, how is this guy not dead? Because people who are evil, they live, whereas people who do good usually will perish.
Die of empathy. See, and they don't even have it. Doesn't even touch it.
Die from feeling too much. I'm not really sure, but. Yeah, I mean, somebody like Candace Owens, it's not also that she just married a millionaire. I think it's also, too, that they stay steadfast. They know that there is something to being consistent and to growing their base. And that's something that I think the Democrats really neglect. There's a lot of outside elements, I guess you could say, or fringe elements on the left side that the Democrats could really be tapping into or collecting, or at least building some sort of relationship with, where it seems as though on the right, they will make these throughways. They will actually find ways to give these people a little bit of power or invite them into,
at least make them feel welcome. I mean,
whereas with progressives and Democrats, it seems as though the biggest goal is to always stop a progressive at all costs. It doesn't matter if that moves Democrats more towards Republican morals, values, policies. It doesn't matter if it makes them more centrist, more incrementalist, which is killing us. It doesn't matter as long as a progressive is stopped. Why?
I can't
This
understand
is insanity.
I mean, you know, just a couple of hippies. I like to compost. I would like for us to maybe save some trees and get Medicare for all and have a living wage. And, you know, maybe Joe Biden could start that climate corps and we could just get jobs, you know, planting trees or trying literally anything to save the planet whatsoever. I don't understand what's so wild about that. And I mean, maybe the one thing you could say is that, you know, what you were saying about incrementalism. We definitely do not believe that incrementalism is the way, because if you look at the science, there is no time, for one thing.
Look at reality.
There just is no time. And if you look at, it's January. November will be here in 2 seconds, and those midterms are coming. And again, there is no time. So no matter what the issue is, we need to just be faster. We can't be doing, and you know, if you want to be a great president, if you want to have this great administration, like, why not be the one that just comes in there and kicks the door down and says, like, we're changing everything, you know, like, go in the history books for that.
And then take me to court over it.
Right.
I'm going to do this thing because America needs it, and we will try it, and then test me in the court. I don't understand this. There is just no spine behind anything that is happening. We are literally, America is in a free fall. I feel like
Seriously.
Democrats are also not recognizing this, and it is so insanely frustrating to watch because we're all living with it. And it almost seems like we're not allowed to comment. You can't tell Democrats that they're messing up. You can't have self-reflection for a Democrat. Literally, when Joe Biden became president, it was the New York Times, I believe it was, it said, or Washington Post, I believe, it said, we're going to just stop fact-checking. What the hell is that?
I mean, I guess it's very confusing because the politics of the day refer to whoever's in office, whether it's a Republican or a Democrat. Why would we stop talking all of a sudden because it's a Democrat? Doesn't make any sense.
I guess it does, yeah, because for us it does feel a bit like you just aren't allowed to say anything against a Democrat, because basically that's the equivalency of wanting Trump back or rooting for Trump.
Right.
Rather than that being seen as, we have serious issues in our country. If we're being serious, if we're saying Trump is an existential threat, we all need to compromise then, don't we? I don't understand why it is that we as the left are looked at as this pariah when the goals that we have are literally for the betterment of all American citizens.
Right.
And that is a winning platform, something that the Democrats have said that they get behind. And I just don't understand why, if the right can embrace xenophobic, racist, misogynistic pedophiles,
Flat out.
Why the Democrats can't embrace compassionate, empathetic, intelligent, caring people who want everyone to have health care, for actual money to get into the infrastructure, to have social infrastructure.
Absolutely.
Why can't you embrace us? That is a serious question. And you have to ask yourself this, because I have not gotten a good answer. Have you?
I have not. So please, this is going to be a hot comment section, I can already tell.
Light it up, guys.
You know what? But let's have a conversation about it, because look, there's not time. So let's move it along. Say what you got to say. Let us know. We'll be happy to comment back. I've been Keisha. You can find me on Twitter at one of these Keishas, and on Instagram, same one of these Keishas.
I've been Courtney, and you can find me at Courtney Banks on Twitter, at the Courtney Banks on Instagram, and catch all of our videos at the Banks Sisters YouTube channel. We've also got a podcast, This Is Bullshit, and a reality TV show podcast, if you're into that, called I Hope They Show Bravo in Hell. So, listen, we're just trying to help make things better, and it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable to actually do that if we want to have real conversations.
Actual change.
Once again, thank you to Jesse for allowing two radical black
leftists to be on your show.
And to cause a little trouble, because we need to be having these conversations if we actually want to make change to push America into a place where we're making progress and moving forward. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Bye.